What's good, y'all? This is Aldonte The Artist. You can find me on all platforms at Aldonte The Artist, and I'm with the dope creative mindset.
Welcome back to another episode of the Creative Mindset. Today we got a very special guest. Very, very special guest. This guy is an artist, all-around artist. I dug deep through the artwork, man, and I can tell you this guy can put the wrist on anything. Community leader, community artist as well, because the mural game is crazy. It ain't just about the sneakers. And Creative Mindset family, I really want y'all to just welcome Aldonte The Artist.
Hey, appreciate y'all having me, though, man.
Appreciate you for coming, big dog.
Yeah,
for sure.
I dug deep on y'all, too, and I checked the podcast out, and I'm like, this fire. Seen a couple homies on there, and I was like, yo.
Okay. Yeah. I appreciate that, Dan. You know what I mean? So it actually means something to you rather than just making the impulse decision to sit down and talk to folks.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know, I had met you at Sneaker Talk, and that's when I found out you was crazy, man. I'm gonna have to get me a pair of them groups, man.
Oh,
Even if
yeah.
you still running that, them groups.
Oh, yeah, I'm still running. Yeah, you got to tap in with me.
Them groups is sick, man.
Appreciate you.
But here at the Creative Mindset, we like to talk like more past what you do. We don't talk about what you do, but we like to also talk about how it affects your mental health and everything like that. That's what we do here. But one thing that I seen on your page that I want you to talk to me about a little bit more, because I thought this was fire, because this let me know that it was beyond more than the sneakers, which is why I said community leader, and that's the Youth Enrollment program.
Oh, yeah.
How did you get linked up with the Youth Enrollment program, and what inspired you to do that?
I don't know, it's all the time, like, I always wanted to, like, go back to schools and, like, you know what I'm saying, inspire the kids. And I used to get, like, offered to go to schools and, you know, talk to the students and everything and, like, tell them about my career and all of that. And I was like, I think I want to do a little bit more than just coming up to the schools, you know what I'm saying? So, my cousin, he runs a nonprofit called Elite Youth Enrollment. And he works with, like, you know, athletes, everybody, like, get their grades together, get their information in for, like, sports and all of that. And he does a program every year for the summer called Good Grades Equals Good Sneakers. Okay. So I just called him up one time and I was like, yo, like, let's just do 1 year good grades equal custom sneakers. And then we ended up doing that for one student. And I was like, you know what, I kind of like this feeling, though, yo, like, let's just keep doing this, you know what I'm saying? If kids are, like, doing, you know, good in school, they working hard, celebrate them, you know what I'm saying? Get them some shoes. So that was when the program Sneaker Assembly came up, where I select students all through Cuyahoga County. And based on their grades. I mean, and then too, you don't have to be perfect. As long as you trying to, you know, make, you know what I'm saying, the changes necessary to get good grades and perform well in school, I celebrate you. You know what I'm saying? So they come in, they had like a sheet of paper, and I give them all the crayons and everything, and they color, do their thing. And then I take that paper and then I bring the imagination to life for them. So, yeah.
That's fire.
Appreciate
That's
you.
fire.
Yeah.
When I came across that, I was like, man, that's giving back the time. And I know when you're doing that, you also see yourselves in those. And where do you see that project evolving?
Honestly, bro, if I can expand and go, like, state to state, I think that'd be solid. Because a lot of the inspiration not only came from me, like, going to schools, but I got a homie out in Chicago who has a program called Concepts to Kicks. So, and he works with the students, like, every year. And so I was like, Cleveland ain't never seen, you know what I'm saying, let alone sneakers. Absolutely. But Cleveland ain't never seen no program like this, you know what I'm saying, where, like, kids can bring their imaginations to life, you know what I'm saying? So I thought it was pretty cool.
It's kind of like neighborhood Dornbacher, you know, and that's what I took from it. I thought that was fly.
Yep.
Just quick, how many students do you enroll in this program, like, per year?
Usually like 3 to 5. So, like, from, like, grades like 4th to 8th grade, we on the back end we had a couple, like, 4th graders, but usually our, like, I guess, like, a little bit older students, they like it a little bit more like the 5th through 8th graders. So I try to pick like 3 to 5, maybe 6. I ain't gonna lie, I try to bend the rules a little bit and be like, you know, more kids can get on. I ain't gonna trip.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Usually right now, since it's a startup, like 3 to 5, but I would say through expansion, I could do maybe like 10, 15 students, like off top.
When you talk about the students and engaging with children, it immediately make me think about who you were as a child. And I see it through the art as well. Like, you pay homage to a lot of nostalgia. For me, Home Alone, the Akira, Blade. I had a whole scene when he fought Frost in my room, man, for sure.
Yes, sir.
But like, who were you as a kid, and what was your interest in the things that you enjoy? Because you're doing this work, you haven't lost touch of who you were as a child, in my opinion, just looking from the outside, looking in.
I appreciate that. Well, you know, with art, you tell a story of like who you are, and you know, it's a reflection. So I try to, you know, stick with me at all times. And I grew up drawing, you know what I'm saying, doing all types of stuff, drawing on anything I could get my hands on. I was, you know, painting on something or drawing on something. So I try to keep that momentum going. TV shows, stuff I like. And also too, like you said, like with the children, like I had like older people that always like kept me in line. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up in a certain neighborhood. It was like, it was kind of weird or like not cool to be like, yo, you like comic books, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's corny. So it's like, when you grow up in a certain, like, you know what I'm saying, hood, you got people that's, you know, that keep you in line. They like, that's what you like, that's what you stick with. And I had older people that was like out, you know what I'm saying, doing whatever they did, but they was like, nah, this is you right here. So, yeah.
So comics, man. Comics. So what was you into with the comics?
Ooh, of course you got your mangas, you know what I'm saying, your Japanese comics, you know, Marvel, DC, even, I mean, based on the art style, like different, like Archie, you know what I'm saying, looking at old school comics, because Archie is older than me, so I would pick up, you know what I'm saying, I mean, Marvel and DC is older than me too, but I would pick up like those different kind of styles of like, you know what I'm saying, simplified art is like really dope too. So,
What was the first thing you ever drew? Like a character, because you know we start drawing like people, sneakers and stuff when you were a kid. But what was the first cartoon character you tried to draw that you drew?
First thing I drew, I can remember it like yesterday. It was Goofy and Max from a Goofy movie.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Do the dance.
How old were you?
Oh, I was 5.
That's fire.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually fire. Hold on, you smoking my shit, dude. The first thing I drew in second grade was Chief Wahoo. This nigga drew Goofy.
You were
Max.
5, bro?
Yeah, it was Goofy. Remember we had the in the 90s, you had the plastic sleeve case with the VHS tape. And it had Goofy and Max, and they was on the roller coaster. It was going down. I drew that on the roller coaster, yeah.
Yeah, that's fire, bro.
Yeah.
So you always had the heat.
Yeah.
So I seen that you did like jackets and clothes and stuff. So when did you start making that transition from paper and clothes to the sneakers?
Honestly, I just kind of just dived in though. Like the thing about me is I'm very experimental. I like to go in and say like, you know, I'm gonna give it a try. If I'm not good, then you know what I'm saying? I throw all my chips away like I'm good. But yeah, I usually just dive in, and kind of like with shoes, same way with jackets, I just saw it and then I was like, let me try that. You know what I'm saying? Because shoes started for me like through YouTube. So I would watch like different people from YouTube, like Sneakerhead in the Bay, Vic Almighty, you know what I'm saying? I would watch them do shoes, and then I was like, what kind of tools is they using like to paint shoes? And I had a homie that was painting shoes here already, but my cousin, man, he looked at me, he was like, bruh, what you going to him for? You know how to paint and do? I'm like, yeah, that don't make sense, dude. So I was like, just do it myself. So when I figured out, I got all the supplies after I went on YouTube, and then it was just like that. It was, you know, something I love to do, to bring my love for shoes and then my love to create just all in one.
So I know your favorite shoes is the up-tempos.
Yes, I'm up. Yeah.
But what was that sneaker that got you into sneakers?
It's a variation of Jordans.
Come on, man.
It's so many.
Come on, man. You already know, but like,
it's so many, man.
Like, I'll give you an example. Let's simplify.
Okay.
I never forget my oldest brother, my big brother. He had a pair of the glove twos.
Oh,
And then how he used to fold them down so you could see the fingers. And I thought them was the coolest pair of shoes, bro. Like, even though I like J's, I had J's growing up, with the glove twos is what made me a sneakerhead.
Okay.
Because everybody would, that was at the time when Jordan was dropping a new colorway like almost every week.
Yeah.
Like, I'll never forget, I got the playoff 13s and the girl was like, why you ain't get the new ones, new J's? And it wasn't nothing but the Flint 13s.
Like, what was the big deal? It was still.
But that's what it was then.
Yeah,
when they were dropping,
true.
that's what it was
True.
then.
That's very true.
You could have got the color drop 2 weeks ago. Them the old J's. Why you ain't get the new J's? Because these was on sale. This was my mama
J's
bought.
is still J's. You know what I'm saying? There's no expiration date. Matter of fact, I got a lot of hand-me-downs growing up, so it was no expiration date on nothing. You know what I'm saying? And my first pair of hand-me-downs
was
the Jordan 5s, white metallic.
You had some fire hand-me-downs.
Yo, I only had some fire hand-me-downs because I grew up in a family of players and hustlers. I ain't gonna. That's all information I'm gonna give. But that's, you know what I'm saying. So I got the Air Jordan 5 white metallics. Man, those was my favorite. I ain't gonna lie. I just like that 3M on that tongue.
That 3M
just always
crazy.
iconic. Yeah. So that's a iconic pair I could truly remember and was like, when I got those, I couldn't wait to go to school with them.
That's when the addiction started.
That was when it kicked off. Cause like, I was getting like shoes when I was younger, but I didn't pay no attention. But when somebody gave me those and I saw them and I'm like, I want those. That was when I was like,
that's that shoe then.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait to rock these.
And I ain't gonna lie, speaking of hand-me-downs, I had an older cousin, like, and he would wear shoes only like once or twice. And I would go in his crib and be like, I want those. And then he'd be like, all right, that's cool. But
that's a blessing.
Like,
that's a blessing, bro. My first, my hand-me-downs was a pair of Pro Models. Went to school the next day, niggas like, you got them toaster strudel on your feet.
Oh, damn.
It was the white Pro Models too.
Oh man, them was to get dirty super fast and turn over. That's
speaking on the shoes. I think we all big on texture, on how shoes feel and how they feel in our hands. You know, when I'm peeping a lot of your artwork on the shoes, you leave a lot of creative space on the outside for you to operate in terms of like different furs, spikes, and different add-ons you had with the shoe. Like, what pushed you to that? Because I heard you, making with the clothes and you shifted, but like, I feel it's, how sometimes Nike or whoever put more detail in the inside with the sole or whatever. I feel like you pull that out, you know what I'm saying, on the outside of the shoe.
Well, growing up, whenever you got some shoes always tell a story. So like with every like part of my fandom or what I like, I try to like create the story more. You know what I'm saying? And the panels give me work to space out me filling out the story down to the laces. You know what I'm saying? So I always want to like, especially with the themes I use, like all the comics and all that, like I want to create the story on each part of the shoe. That way you could look back and be like, is that you know what I'm saying? What is that on there? Like, tell me about that.
Do you have a favorite canvas? Because I know I went immediately to your page. I found out we was interviewing you, and I'm like, I had seen you on Sneaker Talk when he had did it. What was this last year, right? I was like, man, he just got a dunk series.
Yeah.
Like, what is your favorite blank canvas? Because a lot of people start off with Air Forces or Tims.
You know what? I love Air Forces. The panel work on Air Forces, like I like the variety and the spacing between the panels on Forces. And my dunk season just came about because that SB dunk era was like one of the hardest eras to ever happen. Yeah. And like, I really haven't seen that in a long time from Nike, where they had a run of like, they had, Morgan Mindy, Boba Fett, Ferris Bueller, like, you know what I'm saying?
Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah, Pee Wee Herman.
Krueger.
Like, Freddy Krueger. Everything was like themed out, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, it told a story on each pair. I haven't seen that in a while, so like, I just dug into my bag and I was like, man, what about a dunk season? You know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, but between the dunks and the Forces, the panel work on Nikes is dope, top tier.
And what they don't tell you about SBs is that when you go get them, everybody a size and a half smaller. Everybody.
They is.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna tell you the outside of SBs, the one that's the most hated though was Hirachi. You had to get
You talking about like the old schools with the strap
with the
across
strap
the toe?
across.
Yes.
Man,
Yes,
you
sir.
thought that was your size, bruh.
No, it's not.
No,
Man, I remember my first pair of them, boy. I walked home like a penguin. Feet was on fire. I ain't never buy another
You
pair
gotta
of them
bump
ever.
like 3 sizes up, almost 3 sizes up to wear those Hirachi, but they was fire though.
Bro, you're right. They was fire,
they
but
was
I was the whole way home. I was salty too. I gave them away,
Man.
and I thought that was when they came up with the white and gray ones. They was all white with the gray little inner sock. I went to school thinking I was hot shit. About third block, feet was on fire, bro. I'm cool.
No way. But yeah.
Don talked about your favorite canvas, and I see you don't discriminate at all. I'm talking about Van Slides, Chucks.
Yeah.
Are those more commission works that you do, or is just like, let me just throw this on the shoe? You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna lie. I just, of course, you find inspiration when you go online. So I seen a couple people doing Vans like the slip-ons, and they had like so much room to do like portrait work and stuff. And I was like, shit, let me, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm very experimental, man. If I see it, I'm like, I'm gonna try that and see what happens. And yeah, slip-ons is one of my favorites. Like you get so much room like on the frontal to like do so much. So yeah, I don't really have no limits to picking a canvas, but I would say overall my favorite though is gotta be Forces though, because of the spacing. But I ain't gonna lie, Jordans, nah. I mean, I see people customize them and stuff. Like, I'd rather just leave them as is, because like, it's just something about Jordans that I just don't like when it's customized. I think it's, especially the ones, a lot of people request the ones.
Of course.
But the ones got that lip, man. Them lips on them certain panels and like taping and doing all of that is very annoying. And it's like, I don't want to do this shit. Like, it's just leave it as is.
Certain shoes, you just change the colorway. You know what I'm saying? With J's, like the 11s. Yeah, I see a lot of 11s with the, the sole totally different than what's released or something like that. But like actually designing on it, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, it's almost what do you call it? It's like oversaturated.
Yeah.
It don't like mix well. Like Jordan 11s, like they already wanted to code the silhouettes because of the two different, fabrics on there. So and of course the patent leather, that's the gold mine. That's what we all go for. So it's like it's no need to add around like the patent leather. Like you got already a decent shoe. So yeah.
So do you feel like it's a perfect shoe?
Well, the 11?
Do you feel like there's a perfect shoe out there for you? Like a shoe,
like in general,
like in general, not colorway, just shoe.
Like silhouette.
You can push that.
Yeah, like when I say silhouette, like meaning like just like the model, like like the Dion's Diamond Turf silhouette or the Jordan 1 silhouette.
Yeah,
like
that's a good one because it's a lot of like I ain't gonna lie, it's a lot of perfect like original silhouettes though. Like
they all came from the 90s.
Yeah,
too.
they all came from the 90s. Yes,
of course.
So it's like, would I be biased to say, yeah, like, of course you got like, and then like outside of those, like New Balance, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy how that shoe done kicked back so crazy, bro. Like, New Balance, man, for real, people, man, I used to get like laughed at for wearing New Balance.
I wore New Balances.
Like, what?
That shoe had the hood and a chokehold. The laughing ain't come until Champ started selling them two for the 79.
That's true.
Them and the Felines. But other than that,
and
them
even
574s was in every hood, bro.
574.
And that was the whole thing, was to get a color that you ain't seen yet. Then that was when Diodorus had the hood and the chokehold too.
Damn, that was
Man, they gotta be
It was the 574s and Diodorus.
Yes, yeah, those.
People better put respect on them, man.
Yeah, the A6. I used to get laughed at for those too.
I ain't never had a pair of A6.
I had a pair of those. Yeah.
Every shoe done had a run in the hood. PF Flyers too.
PF
had a run in the hood.
I ain't gonna lie. PF Flyers got that rang and was my favorite because we all know the Sandlot. Yeah, Benny the Jet.
Yeah,
I wanted those.
I ain't even gonna fake. I just liked them because they was like Chucks, but with a sole. I mean, with that little sole in there. That cushioning in the inside.
I ain't gonna lie. I was just a lot of stuff be inspired by movies, so it's like, bruh, I need those. Those in that movie, yeah.
Yeah, the back pedal, that jingle all the way was crazy.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
yeah. That was.
Crazy. Like, so you gonna do a Christmas collect? You gonna do a
I'm
Christmas shoe
I'm
this year?
thinking about it. I ain't gonna lie.
Keep tradition going. Come on.
Now that I like got a little bit better with like sewing and everything
Mhm.
now, I'm still thinking about Gremlins though. I haven't got, my, cause in my brain it's like Gizmo, Stripe, which one do I go? But yeah, I do want to do a Christmas one though, so I'm
Come
thinking
on.
real
Keep it
hard.
coming.
Yeah.
So here at the Creative Mindset, we talk about mental health,
Hmm.
and what you pumping out so many shoes because you got commission work, and then
Hmm.
you got work that you just got to get your creative itch. You got to scratch that creative itch. What keeps you motivated between
Um,
work and then just what you want to do to satisfy that creative need?
I would say what keep me motivated is just I guess everything that I jot down and I say I want to do,
Hmm.
I'm able to like put it forth in motion. I would also, I don't know, I would also say what motivate me is like, I just sometimes have that attitude where it's just like, I can't quit for some reason. Like it's just, even when I wanted to, it's just like, I still got to give it one more shot.
Hmm.
And doing commissions, I get it's the money flow, but like you gotta have a project, you know what I'm saying, that's not commissioned to like keep you balanced. Cause commission, I'm not gonna lie, commissions will drain you out and it'll put you in a position where you don't want to do it or it's not as satisfactory because you have to appease to this certain like appearance or look for this particular person.
Right.
Not saying it's a bad thing, but you do get worn out saying like I have to do this, and then it's like I told a friend this though, like, and he was like, he looked at me weird. I was like, the moment artwork becomes like work and it feel like a job to me, I don't like it.
That makes perfect
Because
sense.
it's a job, like you have to, you know what I'm saying? You have to be satisfactory at a job or you're going to get fired. So it's just like, I don't want to do that. This is my freedom space to do whatever I want, make whatever I want. Like I shouldn't have to be subjected to saying like, oh, you have to dot, 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 cross all these out. So it's just like, yeah, the moment it become work, I don't want to do it.
I think the majority of the artists that we spoke to
Mm-hmm.
always comes to this point in the discussion where we talk about artist integrity and staying true to yourself and not compromising your flow, like the fluidity in which you create. When you think about that, how do you deal with burnout and when you just get tired? Like, how do you deal with it? Because it is a point where it do occur. How do you
Oh,
combat it?
yeah. Burnout does happen. Burnout happened before the crash out. And the crash out is
Let's talk about the
never good,
crash
man.
out.
The crash out is when it's almost like it's almost insanity, borderline, because you tell yourself, I'm gonna be fine. I just gotta keep working, just keep doing this. But it's like, bro, if you don't take no breaks, you don't get no room to like get no new ideas or grow. So you become stagnant. And you don't get no more inspiration because you constantly just going. And then when you burnt out, you literally have nothing left. Like, and like I said, before the crash out, before you losing sleep, you arguing with the wrong people, you know what I'm saying? You
It's me arguing with the wrong people. That'd be me. I definitely cussed that lady out on my route.
yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
I
Yeah.
definitely did.
Yeah.
Clean cussed her out too.
Somebody
Without
asked you a
cussing her.
question? Oh, okay.
Without cussing. I just dogged her and made her feel stupid. So yeah, that's
Exactly. See, I mean, listen, ain't nobody perfect, but you don't want to get to a moment, bro, where it's like the simplest things, like everything is like, now you like, you know what I'm saying? Now you like Pac spitting at cameras and picking up, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I would say what keep me balanced. And I have to tell myself, like, take a break. Like if be done, be done. Like no, don't look at the timeline, don't look at the time frame, deadline, just be done, bro. Like if you like matter of fact, prime example, earlier today, I was clocking in hours working on different things, barely got sleep, and then I was up till like 7 a.m. working on the shoe. I literally was in mid-session and was like, put this shit down. Cause if I don't, I'm gonna end up putting myself in a position where I feel like I'm rushing. And then I fuck something else up way more than what I was doing in the first place.
right.
And then now it's like I'm backtracking now because I got to clean up what I messed up. So I literally told myself, put it down, step away. So yeah.
From what I've seen on your page too, after diving into it, it's like you were great at, because you said like you don't want to do too much with allocated timeline that you put towards the shoe, but then it's also I seen that you like to take that challenge with like some shoe contests where you got that crunch timeline.
I do.
So like,
I'm not gonna lie. It's the interesting thing about us humans. We complex as hell. Like it's times where it's like I don't like to be rushed, but it's times where it's like I work better when it's crunch time. Like when the clock is on me, I'm like, ooh, like what, like this.
What can I create?
Yeah, what can I make? Like where's my supplies? You know what I'm saying? So this competition like came left field. Like this dude, he made concepts and everything like on his page. And so he was just like, whoever can bring one of his concepts to life, you know what I'm saying, have at it. You'll win the, you know what I'm saying, the contest. And so a lot of those concepts he made, I was like, shit, I done thought some concepts of the same thing as him. So I'm like, might as well. So it was like, yeah. And too, outside of that, I'm very competitive. So if there's a competition at it, you know what I'm saying, at hand, and somebody like, oh, it's a shoe competition and this is late in the game, I still jump in that too. Like like let's do it.
I can't wait to see what the end result's going to be, because you got people who paint on shoes, you got people that illustrate on shoes, but your shoes embody the entire character of what you're creating. Like I didn't even realize on your blade up tempos that it was swords on the back that came out that came out the sheath. Like that's nuts. And like the ooze that actually moves inside the canister on the Michelangelo dunks. Like,
yes, sir. Yeah.
Like I don't want you to get a sauce away, but I just want to know, like, dude, how do you even make that? How do you make that?
That's what I'm saying, man.
Well, that all took in the
crazy.
place of like when I, like I said, experimental is going back to that. Like 3D printing, I've always wanted to do 3D printing when I wanted to like make my own toys years ago. And I took a course in school to do 3D printing. And in the process of me taking that course, I dropped out. Because I was like, bro, listen, it's 2010. I'm fresh in, you know what I'm saying, college, community college. I'm like, ain't nobody gonna be doing no 3D printing in 10 years. I'm a dumbass, right?
3D printed guns.
Exactly. 3D printing done evolved so much, bro. I felt like an idiot because I was already ahead of the curve and I could have learned what I learned. But I mean, you never too late to like pick up what you pick up. So I just dove in again, started doing 3D printing, and then I hit somebody up like, does anybody know how to print like parts and stuff? And like ironically, it was somebody like down the street from me, and he like, yeah, I print. And then we've been locked in ever since. Like I make something, I send it to him, and then but I challenged him too though, cause he make like outfits for like cosplayers and stuff. So when I came to him, I was like, I need something to go on a shoe. And he like, I don't think I could do that. And I'm like, don't tell me no. Like,
yes, you can. Yes, you can.
I'm one of them, bro. Like, you can't tell me no, bro, because it's possible. I've seen it. So when I came to him, I was like, yeah, like, I needed this small. He was like, all right, I'll bite. And then at first it was lace locks. Because I was like, yeah, lace locks is iconic. When you see a lace lock on the shoe, you know, like Air Force One, you see the logo and everything. So yeah, I'm like, just make me a lace lock. And ever since then, every time I send him something, he ready to roll. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I try to, make that iconic piece. Like you said, the swords on the back. Like everybody know Blade for the sword. Like you know what I'm saying? So
gotta have a sword.
I had to find some way to put the sword on there. Same thing with the ooze canister. Yeah,
heel of the shoe. Why not? Because he got the sword on the
got the sword on his back. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense. So
One of my favorite movies.
Definitely one of mine though. And I like 3D printing was definitely just another notch like in my bag for me to learn and like, you know, go forward with it. Cause like I said, I'm experimental. I try it. I'll be like, let's do it. Let's see how far I go with it.
That's right, man.
Appreciate
like
it.
It's real inspiring because like I said, I've seen so many different types of shoes. Even like I went to DreamCon last weekend, and I seen
know
a
that
couple
was
of people.
hard.
It was, man, I didn't get the experience like I was supposed to. I got there late anyway. But just looking at some of the stuff that people had, I was looking at the sneaker. I actually took a couple of pictures of the sneakers because I wanted to show them to you. They'd be like, man, this is what people in other places is doing. So you smoking it though, like right now. Yeah, bro. I don't know if you even benchmark and look out there and see what other people is doing, but the levels that you put, the level of creativity that you put into these shoes is mind blowing, bro.
Appreciate
and then like you making the posters to go with the shoes. So even if people can't even afford to even get your pair of your shoes, now you creating posters just so you can at least have a piece of something that I created. You know what I mean? The cartoon or anime that you watch is embodied into these shoes. Each character, the villains, the good guys, bro, like a whole new level. And I really want to like really appreciate you for doing that big time.
Appreciate you, bro.
Like, I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
Appreciate it, man.
Pause.
Pause.
That's because I
caught
said
yourself.
Pause.
But hey, man, listen. Like you said, it's always about telling the story, man. And if I could tell the story on a pair that makes the, you know what I'm saying, the silhouette make sense, then cool. Because generally, when you looking at a shoe, like we just had this conversation in the like sneaker group I'm in. When you're looking at a shoe, you're looking at it from the heel to the toe. So from the heel to the toe, you want to make it make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of themes and ideas, I always say, okay, how this gonna look when I have it on? You know what I'm saying? All of that. So the fact that you said like, ain't nobody like impressive like that, that's very interesting.
Because it's the unique details. It's the things that make sense. Like me and Don had a conversation, even with clothes. As a kid buying clothes, sometimes if I thought the tag was fly, I would collect the tag, even if the tag was metal or a thick type of cardboard. That's just like how we got the hang tags that's on the Jordans. You know what I mean?
True.
You will sit there and you will let it stay on the shoe. Some people take it off because it get in the way, depending on how your style is. But each minor detail means something. That it heightens the shoe. Like the Ray, the dude that played for the Lakers that's half black and Asian. Roy Himurachi, what's his name?
You fucking me up. Oh my goodness, bro. I had it on the tip of my tongue, but you killed it.
Yeah, the Himurachi conversation.
But
He said Himurachi.
When Jordans gave him an 8, people hated them 8s, but the detail that went into the box, like the box itself is raw. Like, and then when you look at it, it's a little Japanese calligraphy symbol on the tongue.
Hachimura. Rui Hachimura.
I ain't even know who bro is. Somebody was like, "Oh, you got the Royal Hachimuras on them hard." And I'm like, I don't know. I just thought these 8s was hard. They was $250. I was wondering why, but it was because it was a player shoe. I just like the unique color. I ain't never seen no tan 8s. With the red.
Yeah. So an interesting concept.
The box is hard, the paper inside of it. So stuff like that as a kid, I used to collect. And then to see you customize each of these things, bro, and that's unique, and I've never seen that. That's you doing it on a scale of what Nike should be doing.
They should. I just said, just bring back that SB era they had, man. It's damn near like when you think about it, it's almost like Marvel in the movies right now. They had a good run with the, you know what I'm saying, the Infinity War shit. After that, niggas confused. We don't know what is going on. We like disappointed every movie. You know what I'm saying? It's like, stick to the script. If you'd have just stuck to the plan, you'd have been good.
Oh, well, Doomsday about to drop. You know, it's about to be a whole different type of brand.
I hope so, man.
It's about to be a whole different type of brand, and you're going to definitely see it on the shows. Might as well get ahead of the curve.
I hope so. I'm actually kind of excited for Fantastic Four to see what they gonna do. So when I made that pair, I was like, cool, this is perfectly in motion.
I got Pascal in it, so it'll pop.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm scared.
I ain't even gonna lie.
He's just doing the same Silver Surfer story with a female Silver Surfer.
But
it's
the last Silver
story.
Surfer had little to no dialogue. And was a dog.
Well,
so you know,
it depends on which comic we talking about.
I'm talking about the actual movie.
When he coming in with Galactus, bruh, he was very docile.
We actually get to see Galactus too.
Visually seeing him is different.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
This is the Devourer of Earths.
I hope they figure it out.
Planets.
But Nike just got to stick to the script, bro.
Oh, yeah,
if
for
Nike would just stick to like they old playbook and like just add a little bit of new taste, they'd be good. Instead of like oversaturating like the same shit. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like God rest his soul, Virgil. Like, we got tired of them overusing Virgil's like template like on a lot of Nikes. I don't know if it's just me, but
They
I
do
was
that
just
with
like,
everybody though.
yeah, like now they doing it with Nigel Sylvester. It's like, we get it, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, change the shit up. Like, what
They
you
could
doing?
just keep re-releasing shoes that they usually don't. Like the Bacon's coming back out.
And color palettes. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
I'm
Like
cool with that.
when around the Yeezy era, every shoe had the Yeezy color palettes to them.
That's true.
They can go back and re-release all the Charles Barkley's. Which one was it? Y'all know which one. You know which one I'm talking about. The whole hood had them.
Just the CB,
The 34s or the 94s?
The 34s.
34s, the one that had Sir Charles at the bottom?
I
The
believe.
shoe? Yeah, those.
Yeah, they run them back like almost every 2 years though. It
They
might not be the right colorway, but they always run the Barclays.
Yeah,
Yeah,
them.
but it's like, it's Nike though. Y'all can afford to have contracts with certain movie companies, productions, and y'all can actually drop some shit. Like, what was that? ASIC. Then they dropped like that whole like mutant pack. You know what I'm saying? Where they had like the boxes,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, give it some more flavor, man. That's what the game.
No, I'm thinking about the wrong shoe. I was about to say that was Puma with the Dragon Ball Z. And
Puma had
did
the
Turtles.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Reebok had their season of themes. They had like the Power Rangers and stuff like that. So it's just like,
But it's always with the brands that's competing to be where Nike is, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
True.
And that's one thing I don't like about it, because it's almost like Nike is in this space where they feel like they might be too cool. You know what I mean?
That is true.
Like they want the high end designers. They don't want to do this cartoon movie collab stuff, because like the Dragon Ball Z collab was hard. The Vegetas, I would probably say, was the best shoe that they had out there, and the Gokus. But
you gotta think, bro, like, anime is mainstream now, so it's like you want to capitalize on that, like, you know what I'm saying, nerd shit is popping. Like, you might as well just take advantage of it, because like before we used to have to be a secret society. Now you know what I'm saying, we ain't gotta hide shit. We good.
That's a
like,
fact,
you know what I'm saying?
Meg Thee Stallion was at DreamCon.
Yeah, she was.
Meg Thee Stallion was at.
That's what I'm saying. We coming out, but it's popular now. Like, it's a thing. So it's like Nike. I mean, y'all in a great market to like jump on that. Like, not just anime shit, but like Marvel, DC, all that. So that brings me to a point too where it's like, I love my dunks, I love my forces, but like, if I just change the game and apply the same things that I've been applying to Nikes, to a Reebok or a New Balance or something like that, I think it'll you know what I'm saying, open more like or make more noise.
I think you should do it to a Reebok Classic, because the Reebok Classics had the hood and the chokehold for a minute too. Especially with Cash Money.
The C Club joints? Or
no, just the regular Reebok Classics.
Oh yeah, those.
You know, I had the low top Reebok Classic, man. You remember Cash Money, T's, Bows, and Reeds.
I say they got big panels on that shit for sure.
They do got big panels. So yeah.
To change pace a little bit, because the program, the academy that you started, kind of reminds me of like Dornbacher for the hood. But I seen one of those up tempos you did for Solving Kids Cancer.
Oh,
how did you get connected with them to do that? Because that's overseas, ain't it?
Yeah, that was in London. That was crazy. That was one of my like first overseas clients though, years ago. So the guy that was a part of the program, his name was Luke. He was in the Solving Kids Cancer program, and he reached out to me. He was a fan of my work, and he was like, you know what I'm saying, I just love what you do. And he was like, I want you to do a pair for me. I don't know when, but you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna contact you and all that. I said, all right, cool. Like, in the midst of us talking, he he brought up the whole fact that like he was dealing with like stage 4 cancer, the like bone cancer. And I was like this is heavy for me, bro. Like I'm like, damn, like I don't even know how to, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, I just want a pair of your shoes. Like, and I'm like, so I'm like, you gonna wear them? Like, what's the deal here? Like, what's going on? Like, he like, nah, I just want a pair. Like, I'm like, okay. And then we started like exchanging info and everything, and the shoes got to me. I worked on the shoes, and the theme was the blade joints. So the blade up tempos. So I ended up working on them, and in the midst of me working on them, I was done. I was close to the finish line. I hit them up, and I was like, the shoes is here. I'm working. I'm, you know what I'm saying, I'm almost there. I ain't hear nothing back, so I was thinking maybe like, you know what I'm saying, he, not feeling well today, So in the midst of me almost finishing and almost getting done, his sister hit me up because I was in contact with her too. So she hits me up and she was like, he died that morning.
Damn.
So I just had these shoes and I was just like, I don't even know what else to do. So I just sat on the project for like almost a week. And then Solving Kids Cancer hit me up and they were saying like Luke was a part of our program. And, we would like, another pair just in his honor. So I was like, yeah, that's cool. Cause I was sitting on 2 pairs. He had one where he wanted Blade and Spider-Man for the other one. But, considering he passed, it was just like, it's no point. I mean, for me, I was like, it's no point. But Solving Kids Cancer hit me up and then we was locked in ever since. And I ended up doing it for them. And now they had those, I believe they had the shoes like on display in the facility, like for them. And then I sent them off, to his family. It was, I ain't gonna lie, that was tough for me, bro. Cause it's like, you don't build a connection with this person, like being in contact for like months. And then it's just like, that shit was real, what he told you. Cause it was like, he was dealing with cancer. Like I didn't, that was new. I've never like, I'm like, I don't know how to react on it, So it was a lot.
During times of adversity like that, man, like that made me think about your self-care. How do you, deal with times where you might get depressed or you might get down?
Ooh. Depression is tricky. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes in order to deal with it, I force myself into situations to work just to keep my mind like agitated or like working on something. Because if I don't work and I stand still, I become stagnant. Then I start to lose my shit. Because then I start, thinking I ain't working hard enough. You think about the worst possible outcomes about yourself and everything else. So I try to force myself into situations where it's like, you got something written down, just go through your notes. Oh, I ain't did this yet. Let's try this. Let's do some research now. So then I'm doing research. I'm on YouTube. I'm on just to keep myself busy and agitated. But usually, depression, it creep up in the most, like, sometimes it creep up when you like motivated as a motherfucker though, like, and you like, what the fuck is this? Like, why am I, you know what I'm saying? Like, why am I tripping? So yeah. So to keep it at bay, to not feed it as much, you know what I'm saying? I try to,
You're a firm believer in idle hands is the devil's tool.
It is, because when you become idle, bro, you start losing your shit. You start thinking about, you start tweaking, like what's going on? Like, why am I thinking this? Yeah, you questioning everything.
Not feeling right. It become a real chemical imbalance.
It do.
Especially when everything going right and it come out of nowhere.
Exactly. Then you start thinking like, your work, your success, everything you done put in is like not supposed to be what it is. And it's like, nah, bro, you work for this. What you mean? So, yeah, that's what I said. It creep up.
The survivor's guilt. That'd be the survivor's guilt. That part.
It creep up like, am I supposed to have this type of shit? Am I supposed to be like, yeah.
And you entitled to it.
So what are you most grateful for?
Oh, I would say, man, to be honest, like the family, the foundation, man. I'm grateful for the people around me that like keep me level and like can have these talks with me. Cause like if I was by myself, it would be a lot of shit going on. But you got people that would like, you could call. It's matter of fact, there's a few people I can call. They don't say much. They could just say like, you tweaking, bro. Get your shit together. And then I'd be like, okay, I see what you mean. I do like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I got family members, man. They, they call. They be like, "The fuck you talking about? Sounds stupid." And I'll be like, "Okay, all right, yeah, I got you. I got it." Yeah.
It's like one of them firm shakes. And shit. Like, you good?
Yeah. And then you got certain family members. They be like, "So so why you feel this way? Like you worked hard. What you mean? Like,
Right,
you know,
right. You earned it.
you earned this. What you talking about? So yeah, so family is definitely important. Like people I've adopted in my life, like core family members, all that, like, and they keep me in check because like I got family members that like they're very motivated in a way where like if you show them something, like I got a uncle, he don't know nothing about comics or nothing, but if he say something fly, it's fly. But if he, on the other hand, he'd be like, nah, you can come harder than that. That was ugly. So I'd be like, okay, that actually make, all right. Appreciate you telling me the truth. I don't like nobody gassing me up saying, oh, you raw all the time. And it's like, nah, tell me something ugly. That way I can be like, all right, what can I change? So yeah, family is major key though. That's all I got.
If you could leave the world with one lasting artistic expression, what would it be?
Ooh,
Just to embody who you are.
Ooh, that's a good one. Damn. I ain't gonna lie, I feel like I'm leaving like little parts of myself as we speak though. Like just telling my story through each one of my pieces. So, I would say for the most part, I just don't want to be forgotten though. Like, I know that sounds like cliche as hell, but it's like, just remember me at all times, like through everything, like through the shoes, through the murals, through the programs, through, you know what I'm saying? Each one, you know, I don't care about, you know, at the bus stop, you know what I'm saying? Just don't forget me. So, yeah, I feel like I'm making, remembrance of me now, like everything I do.
The footprints in the sand.
Yeah, footprints in the sand.
That's dope. That's fly. So what's your piece of advice to aspiring sneaker artists?
Ooh. Y'all hit me with the good ones, because now I got to really think. Let me see. I would say don't make it just a shoe. Like, tell the story more. Because, like, a lot of people, like, anybody could just paint on the shoe. Anybody could design a shoe. But can't nobody create the story or make a true concept that could flow with the silhouette. So it's just if you feel that it's over the top or it don't work, try the shit anyway, because it actually may tell the story a lot better than just you going the simplistic route. And sometimes simple is good, but you just never know until you try it. Like, you could go overboard, or you can go overboard and it's just like, what is you doing that look horrible? So yeah, take the chance when you have it in your head to say that looked like it wouldn't go on the shoe. It probably would.
So push the boundaries.
Keep that in mind, children. So for the people who not following you, tell them where they can find you.
All right, bet.
Your platforms, your website, and how they can book you if they want to get a commissioned piece of art.
If you book me, you got to be mad creative. You got to come up with something that's going to challenge me. I like challenges. That's number one. Number two, you can always find me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, even Facebook as Aldonte The Artist. I made it simple. I ain't want to do no decoded names, nothing crazy to where it's like you can't find me. Aldonte The Artist on all platforms, Twitter too. So.
Creative Mindset family, welcome. Aldonte The Artist. Appreciate you for coming again.
Appreciate you, man.
Good interview.
Podcast is dope.